What is up, tribe? It's your girl Naja, aka the Booty Child, and I am back with another story time. I have not done a story time in a very long time, but I told you guys I'm not about to be doing story times unless it's like something serious, not
oh my god, I took out the trash and somebody was an asshole.
Y'all get what I'm saying. As you guys know, I recently went to LA, and if you are not subscribed to my vlog channel, which you totally should be, you've seen a lot of the footage, but I still have some footage that you guys have not seen, as well as some behind the scenes stories that I'm going to be telling you guys today. And I'm also going to be doing a little mukbang because I haven't done a mukbang on this channel in over a year. And I'm gonna be doing a little vegan broil. That's why I have these gloves on. I just used the vegetables that I did have and some B-Love's vegan sauce, and we're just going to get right into it because I have so much to say. I really don't care to ramble. I already told you guys why I went on the trip in my like little I need to escape video, but me and my boyfriend decided we wanted to go on this little vacation after we were on a phone conversation with his cousin. His brother was already going to LA, and we were just like, let's just go, like why not? We knew we wanted to go to either New York or LA, but we just didn't know that we were gonna go to LA first. It just kind of fell into our lap that way. And we just booked tickets, booked the hotel, budgeted out Spody's, my dog Spody's boarding and all that stuff, what we wanted to do. We decided we wanted to board her so that we could not be consumed with, you know, having a pet. You know, we don't have kids, girl, we trying to enjoy ourselves, you know. I don't got no napkins. And I'm over here talking about I'm not about to smack. I'm not gonna do nothing. I'm gonna do some napkins. We had planned to do this at least like 2 to 3 weeks before the date of, so that we could quarantine, we could get all our medical stuff together, we could make sure that things were good. On the LAX website, they did say like they're not playing with you, especially if you're from backwoods yee Florida like I am. So I am the most prepared person. I usually don't procrastinate or anything like that when it comes to a trip. And I really thought that I had crossed all my T's and dotted all my I's and that everything was good. We had gotten a rental car. We had gotten the hotel. We had money that we had saved for a trip regardless. Like it was just, everything was just lining up into place. So now it is the day of the trip, and out of nowhere, something just told me to call the boarding and ask them like, are there any requirements for my dog to be in here? And sure enough, there were. And I knew that there were gonna be like vaccination requirements and stuff like that. I keep up to date like with that stuff with my dog, but apparently I was not up to date with that stuff with my dog. And this is the day of, my flight is at 5. At this point, it's probably like 10 in the morning. And now I'm freaking out because I'm like, okay, my dog needs vaccinations that she does not have right now. I'm calling around everywhere to see if anybody can get her vaccinated. I called her vet, and her vet was on some like,
oh yeah, we hit you up about this.
Bitch, no you did not. And I checked, they didn't, but whatever. They're actually trying to hit me up right now to give her those shots. And I'm like, can I just walk up in there and get my dog some shots because I pay for a wellness plan, like on my Karen shit, bitch, like what's good? And she was like,
No.
she was like, no ma'am, you can't, because everybody has appointments and you don't. And that's just how the cookie crumbles. And on her Karen shit, she let me down, and I just had to eat that. So I was calling around and stuff to see if I could find a place that would give my dog a Bordetella shot. That's all she needed. She had a rabies. My dog's in good condition. Like, she's not crazy. She doesn't have bad temperament. Like, she's good. She just needs her goddamn Bordetella shot, because my freaking dumb ass vet just did not think that that was important to let me know that she was behind on that. Like, what if I would have had her outside and I don't know, something would have bit her? I don't know, like that's just dumb. So I'm calling around. Mind you, Daniel's freaking out because me and him are literally like the same person, but like we take different roles at different times. Like, so we both have the same reaction of like, when we get irritated, we get irritated, and like there's one of us being like, oh my god, calm the fuck down, there's no reason for you to be this irritated, like there is a solution, like you just need to chill. And in this instance, it was Daniel being on some like, oh my god, this is crazy, of course something will go wrong, blah blah blah, we haven't even left the city yet. And I'm just like, bro, chill. So, oh, and mind you, the roles switch in this story time multiple times. You guys are gonna see what I'm talking about. I'm calling around, and I finally found this vet called Shoreline Vets, and I was like, look, I just need a Bordetella shot and a checkup, like can you get me in?
We can get you in at 2.
flight's at 5. And I was like, oh my God, this is perfect. Yes, I'm on my way right now. So I just like got in the car. We're happy as hell. We're driving. The dog is just like oblivious as hell. She doesn't know what the fuck's going on. Like, and this was my dog's first time in boarding, like ever. So I didn't know like how she was gonna act or anything. So then boom, we get to bitch, okay. So then we get to the vet, and it's a young vet. Like, she's literally like me and my boyfriend's age. She's so sweet, and she was from Connecticut, like, and I was like, oh my God, that's so cool. I'm from New York. Like, we're vibing, shit's great. There's like a Jamaican like vet tech. Like, it was just so simple and just like so easy, and just it was just perfect. The dog, she got her little shots, I got my paperwork, and then we drove, like literally we packed everything up and drove Spodie to the thing and drove directly to the boarding. So we dropped her off at the boarding. Oh my God, she did not care. Like, she didn't care. And then we head straight to the airport. So I'm already a little nervous because I haven't flown in a long time, and not gonna lie, the kid definitely had a little bit of flight anxiety. I have flown multiple times in my life. Like, I've been flying since I was 7 years old. Damn near been flying for 20 years, bitch. But I have never in my days flew for no 6 hours. My longest flight was 4 hours. I don't know why I was just so anxious being up there that long. Like, I had a JetBlue flight. There were TVs and all types of shit. Like, I don't know why I was so anxious out of nowhere. Like, I've never had anxiety like that for real. So it was really confusing to me that I was so anxious. And I think it might have just been because I've never been there before. I don't know. It was just weird. So I took like a melatonin and winged it. I didn't sleep the whole flight. I stayed up the whole flight. The plane was a little old. The plane that we flew to Cali was old. And it's funny because I remember, like, we got a seat by the wing. I remember looking at the wing of the plane and looking outside and being like, she a little old. She a little seasoned. Okay. I felt like the guy from the Twilight Zone that, you know, being like, child, what is that? Like, oh, it's the paint peeling. Yikes. I just stopped looking out the window altogether because it was just making me sick. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I was feeling the altitude, bitch. I was feeling being up there, and it was getting to me. I'm not gonna lie. That's another thing I learned with this trip, is that I just don't take heights very well as well. We land in California. As soon as we like pull up to the gate, like the plane pulls up to the gate, all the power shuts off in the whole plane. All the power shuts off. It's pitch black in the plane. And everybody is just like, we all had the same thought immediately of, what if that would have happened in the air?
And it's gone.
Because I forgot one part. When we took off, there was this noise. Like, we were in the air already, and the plane was like making this noise. But like I told y'all, I flown on multiple flights since I was a kid. I went through some pretty bad turbulence before, like, so I didn't trip. But then when that shit happened, when the plane landed, I was like, and the fact it made the same noise, I was like, everybody, me and everybody had the same thought already. Like, girl, that could have been us. Like, that could have been us. What? And then to make it worse, this freaking asshole go get on the intercom talking about,
yes, so the power of the battery just died, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not trying to alarm you. The battery just died.
Some other asshole in the back of the plane talking about what in the Spirit Airlines is going on. Oh my God, it was they could have just lied and said that, I don't know, y'all could have just lied and been like, oh, when we pulled up to the gate, we just had to flip that. So I don't know, they could have lied. So boom, we land, then we have to go and get the rental car. So we got the rental car from Expedia. I know some of you guys just heard me say that and was like,
Oh my God, bitch, here we go.
now, I've never really rented a car before. Again, most of my traveling has been in New York. You don't really need a car to do things there. You can get a hotel and then just be on the subway or public transport. So I never really did the whole rental thing. And I live in Florida, so when I go to like Miami and stuff, my own car, you know? So yeah, this is like first time getting a rental. And my boyfriend like took over the whole thing. Like he paid for the rental and took over the whole thing, right? We went through Expedia and they rented the car through dollar car rental. So we get there, mind y'all, it's late as hell when we get there. The plane got there a little bit early, it was like 7:40 something. Then we get to the actual like rental thing, and by the time we get to the front of the line, it's probably like 8 something, and this lady is already trying to upsell us to get a freaking Dodge Charger. Like, bitch, really? Like for one, do you not see our reservation and see how long we're about to be here? You think I really give up the stunt in a fucking basic ass Dodge Charger? And no shade to anybody that has a Dodge Charger. I mean, I have a basic bitch Civic. It is what it is. I might as well be stunting in the Civic if I'm about to be stunting in the Charger. Like, what the And she was really trying to sell me on that little shit too. Like, girl, if you don't stop. I just went and got another corn. That's what took. I'm back. So yeah, so now this lady is like trying to upcharge us on this charger type deal, right? And then finally she just realized like,
Oh shit, I see your order, but the payment isn't going through.
or the payment hadn't been captured. So we're just like, okay, we'll just push it through.
Like, no, like Expedia didn't put it through.
And we were like, okay, well, can we just place a new order? And tell me why without like even like a blank. This bitch just literally gives us a sheet of paper for what it would cost to get a car, and then just turned her back to us and walked away. Like what did you just solve? Like that was just some superb customer service critical thinking skills. Yes, mama, you really are showing them how to do it over there. At this point, we're stranded at the airport. Like, no big deal. To top it all off, you could like visibly see the car that we like were supposed to be in and shit. It was just a whole mess. Daniel is on the phone with the people, and now I'm taking the role of being the frustrated asshole who is like irritated, who just doesn't understand like, why isn't this working? Like, why are we gotta go through all this bullshit? Like, I'm just doing the most, going through the motions, going through the stages of grief or whatever. Daniel's calling around, we're getting nowhere. The hold for Expedia is like 5 ever. Now a new flight, a new shuttle just got dropped off, so now there's more people. More people showed up. The line is thick as fuck again. We're like, damn, this sucks. So I was like, you know what, fuck it. We're gonna try to just go through the line again, just keep a cool head, not be crazy, because now I'm looking around and I'm starting to peep like, a lot of people are stressed out. A lot of people are sweating. A lot of people look sad. A lot of people are on the phone with their banks and shit. Like, I was like, oh, okay, so this is like the part where like a lot of this is where like we see who are the men like in this situation. So I was like, okay, what we're not gonna do is look like them. Like, we're going to be level-headed. We're not gonna argue with nobody, and we're just gonna do what we can do, and we're gonna get this shit situated. But as of right now, we need to get out of the airport and get to our hotel. This time we get a different lady. We get a different lady. She hears our story all the way from the top, and she takes, oh, and another thing, I'm not a dummy, okay? But whenever I make major purchases like hotel rooms or whatever, I always print stuff out, like old school as hell, sorry environment. So I have all my receipts printed out in this manila folder that I'm like carrying around. So I pull the folder out and like we're just showing like all these receipts, and she showed the manager like the paperwork. And the manager came out and was like, yeah, so we've been having issues with Expedia for a few weeks now. Like, a lot of people have been victims of COVID scams where, you know, you got call centers overseas pretending to be Expedia because their customer service is so bad. So you got some people who have paid and don't even have orders. And then there are people like us that have orders, have paid, but for whatever reason, it just didn't get pushed through. The original rental was gonna be around like $270 something, and then we were gonna have to pay 80 bucks once we got there. That was the original agreement. Tell me why now the freaking rental car for the same freaking car, $666. You cannot make that shit up. That came straight from hell, like straight from hell. I was shook, but at the same time, I was like, look, I gotta be level-headed, because at the same time, it was all of my boyfriend's credit card, because I'm 24, I turned 25 in a few months. And in order for me to do it, like, it would cost more just because I'm 24. So it was all of my boyfriend's card, and he wasn't tripping. So I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna make things worse by tripping out about it. We finally get our little car, but now that it took so much time to get the car, We can't even get no butt, right? Now, at this point, I'm starting to get tired. I'm stressed. Like, I just want to lay it down. I did have plans for the first night for us to do shit, but like, honestly, it was just a bust and we just needed to put it in. But no, Daniel didn't want to give up. He wanted to go out and do shit. So now we're just like driving around in the hood somewhere, trying to look for some tree. And we went to this one place called the Hot Box. And they told us straight up that they were not serving local, they were only serving locals, and that we needed to get our asses out.
You need to leave.
So we got our asses out. Also saw a freaking police chase. Like, the cops out there are crazy. They will freaking drive after your ass. So then we finally gave up. We were like, look, we're just gonna go to the Walgreens out of the hotel, get a little baby bottle of wine, and just wind down and call it a night. I watched a little bit of Cheaters, you know. Didn't know that they played Cheaters at night on MTV. I haven't really turned my cable on in like months. Like, I have cable. I got free cable in my house, but haven't watched cable in months. Didn't know that. So yeah. So then the next day, we were just gonna go to Santa Monica, go to Hermosa Beach, we met Ham Beach, whatever, like just go do beachy stuff. We did beachy stuff. Nothing really crazy happened that day. That was actually like one of my favorite days there. I loved Santa Monica so much. That was my favorite place. You guys should check that vlog out. That night we went live and did a podcast. It was super cool. We had some technical difficulties because the Wi-Fi was super slow, but it was still a pretty cool podcast. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys, when we checked into the hotel the first day, we had originally paid for like one bedroom with one big king size bed, but I don't know what happened, or I don't know what happened, but we got there and it was another situation of as if we were walk-ins or something. And they were like, oh yeah, we have these rooms available, but they only have double beds. And it's like, okay, well, I guess we could just put all our shit on one bed and we could sleep together in the other. Like, this lady had like talked us up about like, you know, the pool view and everything, and she was like,
Or if you want something quiet, we have a room that's just like a wall.
I'm like, girl, we don't want no damn wall. Like, I want to see downtown. Like, I want to see things. So she gave us the key and we went upstairs, and tell me why I opened the freaking window and it was a brick wall, like the same as like when you're in New York, like a brick, like a divider. I was like, oh no ma'am. And we went downstairs and she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, I did not need to do that. And Daniel, that was another moment where like me and Daniel switched, and he was like freaking out and I was the one being like, dude, it's not even that serious. Yeah, so now I'm going to get into the like, oh my God, are you serious, Naja? Like, that's what we're doing right now. We're flinging sauce on ourselves. We're going to get into the drama that was day 2 of my trip, because y'all, I should have booked a longer ticket. If you have never been to a different time zone, I highly suggest your first trip to a different time zone to make it at least like a week-long trip, so that your what is it called? Your cerebellum, I don't know. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? Your circadian, that's what it is, your circadian rhythm, that, like, so it can adjust. I was traveling like a damn rock star, child. I don't know what I was. Basically, at around this time, like, I was doing good in the morning, but then I quickly noticed that I just felt off. Like, I just felt really off, but I just couldn't put my finger on it, and I just charged it to jet lag. And like, I just couldn't shake the feeling. I felt the feeling a little bit when I had landed that night of the first night that I got there, and then I felt it a little bit in the morning of this first day at like Santa Monica, but it went away completely, because in my opinion, I think it went away completely because I went to the beach, which is a flat surface. That is my opinion of what I think happened, because this next day was crazy. So I wake up and I already threw up because I felt off. Like, I just felt off, my rhythm was off, and I really feel like I should have booked a longer trip so that I could have got an adjustment to the time zone. So what I did was, with my stupid behind. I only booked like a 2-day, well, it was 4 days total, but it was like 2 out of those 4 days I was traveling. So it was really like a 2-day trip. We had plans to go to a music video shoot, which was like up in the hills, like up in North Hollywood in the hills, like up there. And it was high, girl. It was so high. My ears were popping when the car was driving up there, and I was cool. Like, I've always thought I was cool with heights. I've been to mountains before. I went to Bear Mountain in New York. Like, I've been to high elevations. I've flown on planes multiple times. Like, this whole trip was just really confusing to me with the anxieties and the jet lag. Like, just the not trusting my body and stuff, just, I don't know, it just threw me off. So we go to the music video shoot, and we actually meet up with Daniel's brother and Daniel's cousin and Daniel's cousin's girlfriend, and you know, Daniel's cousin's baby, and like their friends and the set crew. They had water bottles, Gatorades, food, everything. They had like everything to keep you going and moving. My dumb ass went and got a energy drink from the store that was down the hill. So I went up and down the hill multiple times. And like in the beginning, I was feeling good. Like we were there before the whole set and crew even got there. Like I took some footage. Like it was nice. It was cool. I was taking in the whole scenery. Like I didn't feel sick or anything then. But we had to have been outside for like a few hours, and it was hot. And it wasn't like Florida hot. Like it was dry, and I like my head felt weird. And come to find out, they were having a huge ass heat wave when I was there, but I didn't know that. So we're up there, and I'm just feeling weird, and like I'm trying to think of a way that I can kind of like escape the situation to kind of get like, I don't know. I just knew that I needed to get from off of that mountain. Told my boyfriend I had to use the bathroom, and his cousin's girlfriend was like, dude, me too, like let's go. So we went down the hill. We actually went to the bathroom and stuff. I did feel a little weird, and I remember even asking her like, girl, how do you get used to like these heights, like the altitude? Because like I remember trying to express to her like that it was with me. Like I was like, man, this shit is crazy. And I felt bad because like we're talking, but like I'm not really fully engaged, because the whole time I'm like, why I feel off. Like I just feel off as hell, and I can't explain it. So then we go back up the damn hill, and I'm just like, how much longer can I even like sustain this? And I was like, I don't think I could do this for much longer. Like I need to go and enjoy the rest of the trip before I shut down. And it's so weird because I just knew like I was about to shut down. It's so weird. So, you know, we had already like made it very established that this was a vacation. Like we paid for the stay. Like we didn't get picked up by no family members. We weren't staying at no family member's house. Like we established our boundaries. This is gonna be a vacation. So it wasn't like this like big shock when we decided to leave early, when I told Daniel I wasn't feeling well. So we went to downtown Hollywood, we went to Melrose, we went to all these places. Like I was fine. I was feeling a little weird, but I just still thought it was jet lag or something, like, and that I was just gonna get over it after the time kept going. And so we went back to the hotel to go and like regroup after we were in traffic for damn near an hour, child. Like that is some crazy shit there. And when we get to the hotel, I remember laying down on the bed for 2 seconds. And I remember specifically saying like, damn, the room is spinning. I was staying still, but the room was spinning. And y'all, it went downhill from there. I got so sick. What we think happened is either it was vertigo or atmosphere sickness, not really sure. It was just super scary, because if you have ever had vertigo or altitude sickness before, you know that you get the chills, you throw up, like you have motion sickness, and like those are symptoms of C19 also. So if you have like food poisoning, or if you have like the normal flu, or if you have vertigo, atmosphere sickness, or just nausea, or anything in general, like that is a symptom of, like, be prepared to be treated as such. We were told multiple times, if you get sick on your trip, be prepared to be stuck in California for 10 freaking days. So I'm over here like freaking out, not knowing what's going on. I'm scared. I can't keep food down. Like, I'm over here upset because I'm like, damn, did I ruin the whole damn trip? Like, it's the last day and I'm over here sick. I'm over here drinking Pedialyte, and it was just horrible. It was so bad. And I just remember thinking like, damn, why does California hate me? Like, it was just so shitty. But like, if I could do anything differently, I would have stayed, excuse me, I would have stayed there longer so that my body could adjust to the time zone, and I would have went easy on the heights. Like, I would have done it in increments. I wouldn't have just kept going up and kept going up and down, up and down. Like, that was really dumb on my part. Like, girl, you are not a local. I don't know what you thought you were doing. Oh, and also I would drink more smoothies, because I don't know why eating was so hard for me. I think it's just because I was so focused on like doing stuff and staying active, but you need to eat. When I was there, I did set alarms for like our time zone so that I could stay on track, but it was just hard to like, I don't know, but I think that also added to it as well. And the energy drink, like a dummy, like the caffeine definitely didn't help. So yeah, I was like out for the count that second half of that day. And then we had our flight super early in the morning. When I woke up, I was still feeling a little bit of the remnants of the night before, but like, I knew I had to pull that shit together to get on that plane, because they was not gonna let me on that plane. And I knew if I had like a fever or something, like, it just is what it is. And then I'm vegan / vegetarian, so I'm already needing to have like vitamins and stuff like that. So if I'm throwing stuff up, like, that's not good. So we get to the airport and I'm feeling good, but I'm just like really to myself. Like, I'm not really trying to talk to nobody. It's early as hell. We turned the car in at the lot, and something told me, just because of all the drama with the car, I was like, Daniel, take pictures of this car. Like, take pictures of the spotters, take pictures of the odometer, like, just take pictures of this car, take pictures of any square, like, just do it. Go back up to the front desk where we were spending all that time the first day, and we asked them like, hey, do we need to give you any paperwork or anything? We left the keys in the car, and they're like, no, that's perfect. We're like, cool. So we get on the shuttle, we go back to the airport, and it takes us to our gate, and we get there early. I'm still feeling a little so I get some Dramamine for like motion sickness. Surprisingly, the fly back home was only 4 hours, and I was like, damn, that's crazy. What? That's such a huge difference from the 6. Like, I could do 4, child. 6, no. Quick question, let me know, can you guys like drink alcohol after you do a broil? Like, again, I don't really eat well, I don't at all, but I don't eat seafood and stuff, so it doesn't upset my stomach. But let me know, because I like a good, like a little, you see, like a little, you know, like a little something cute with the broil. But or after a broil, I should say, when it's done digesting. Get to the airport and I get the little Dramamine or whatever, because I'm like, you know what, I'm trying to hold it down until we get to Jack. Instantly noticed that this plane was way newer than the plane that we had came in. It was bigger and it was way more high tech. The TVs were new, the controls were new, the flight attendants had cuter fits, child. We had some gay flight attendants. We had, yes we did, and them brows was on fleek, looking very moisturized, very waxed, like, yes. So I already was like, okay, so maybe it was just because we was on that old ass fucking plane. It was 6 hours, but now we have a new plane with a better engine where the battery isn't gonna die on us and scare us. Yes ma'am, I'm here for it. And it was a very pleasant flight. I love that flight. That flight was so good, I actually slept. I didn't have flight anxiety at all. Like, I didn't feel like I was gonna throw up or anything, or like, I was good. Yeah, when we touched down, it was great. We got little Spo. She was happy to see us. She had a good time. She made a lot of friends. Okay, so then the following day, we wanted to check all of our statements and everything, right? So here is some more tea, girl. So we check all of our statements. My statements were good. His statements, not good. So we look, tell me why they charged us another day for the rental car. So now we are up to damn near a band for this rental car. And mind you, she is a small, compact 2012 like Altima, Nissan. Like, I know I didn't just pay somebody's monthly car note on this little, like, are you kidding me? And mind you, again, I'm not physically paying for it, but it doesn't matter. Like, this is my boo. Like, what you mean? Like, what you mean? Like, this is our money. What are you talking about? I was like, no, sir, we need to get this together. So he calls them again because, mind you, while we're on the trip, I forgot to tell you guys, while we're on the trip, he was keeping tabs with them, and he called them. And at one point they were like,
oh yeah, we're going to reimburse you the 400 and some change that you had to pay through dollar car because we fucked up.
And then he called back to try to see what's going on with the status of the refund, and they were talking about,
oh yeah, there's no notes on your order, like we don't know who you are, what you're talking about.
I ain't even tripping. I just want my fucking money. Y'all charge me money. Y'all rob.
So fuck the $400 promise. And it finally just boiled down to like, I just need the $270 something back because this is ridiculous. Like, we didn't get anything from you. You just took the money and just ghosted us for real. So he calls again and they're still talking about they don't know like what we're talking about. They said they see our order and they're like, yeah, didn't you get your car? And we're like, no, stoop, like we didn't. So they were playing dumb. So just had to file a dispute with the bank with Expedia. Y'all do not get Expedia. There's too much fraud around them. Like, take it from me. We damn near had to spend $800 freaking dollars. So, okay, let me get back to the late fee. So the late fee was with Dollar Car Rental because they were like, we never got the car. Mind you, remember I got that gut feeling. I was like, Daniel, take a picture of all the car, take a picture of the car, take a picture of the parking spot. And we went into the lobby and we asked him, we were like, do we need anything? That man said no, looked us dead in the face and said no. So what do you mean you never got the car? So there is a whole vehicle that you don't know where it is. So I'm like, okay, so what we need to do is we need to call LAX and we need somebody to walk their ass out there and go look for that car because I got the parking space, we got all the information, like what's going on. So the end of the story is all the money got situated, everything got put back into place. The dollar rental car found their car and they did not charge us and they refunded us. Expedia had us on hold for multiple times. It was very, very traumatizing, child. Like, it was just so weird going on their social medias and stuff and seeing them like purposely neglect people and shit. Like, and people just being like, y'all customer service is trash. They never gave us money back. They actually hit Daniel up today and was like, yeah, we're working on it still. And we're like, baby, look, we already got the money back from the bank. You need to go to your dispute department and handle that because y'all are a mess. So yeah, would I go back to LA? Definitely, but I would definitely book a longer stay so that my body can adjust. I would take the heights lightly and I would also bring proper walking shoes and yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, another thing is I probably won't be going there until like everything is like for sure settled down with like the panty and stuff, because some of those lines, like the social distancing was non-existent, and I've noticed the culture in California is like, I'm vaccinated, therefore it's okay. And it's like, bruh, people really need to like get up off of each other. People need to keep the mask on and shit. Like, so I'm probably gonna chill on doing the tourista thing when it goes to going to Cali, but definitely until, you know, it's cool, but definitely would book a longer stay. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for kicking it with me and chilling with me. I know I haven't done a story time or a mukbang in a really long time. I'm gonna be doing some more challenges and reviews and all types of other personable stuff again, as well as my live streams and stuff that I already do. So make sure you guys like this video if you like this video. If you want more story times from me, you gotta show me that that's what you want. Thank you guys again, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.